Hi everyone, welcome to the STEM Girl channel. I am Jennifer, the STEM Girl, and today I am here with Maria, an awesome girl I met through Lego Robotics. And today we're going to be talking a bit about what school is going to be like when we go back, some of the issues that we think might happen while we're in school, and how we can mitigate or just kind of solve some of those problems. So Maria, do you want to tell me or tell everyone a bit about yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Maria. I'm a high school student, and like so many of you who are probably watching, whether you're in high school or post-secondary, I was also affected by my education was also affected by the COVID-19 pandemic and moved completely into online schooling. Some of my interests include soccer and swimming, and I also like robotics, which is coincidentally how I met Jen. And I'm really excited to be here today.
Okay, I'm excited to have you. So can you tell me a bit about how you got into robotics and kind of like what you enjoy about it?
Sure. So I got into robotics about 3 years ago, just through a community organization that my dad had introduced me to. And I, at first, was a little skeptical about it because I was like, I don't know if I want to dedicate this much time to it. I don't know that much about robotics. What if I'm not good at it? Things like that. Yeah. But then I decided because this community team was actually like the pilot team. So I was like, okay, well, it's the first year and I'm sure that everybody will be coming in with like similar knowledge and they'll be, very accepting of like people who are at different levels. So I decided to try it. And from there, I ended up loving it. I made so many friends on my team. I learned so much about programming and what it takes to build a robot in 6 weeks. And I really think I've stuck with it because I love all the skills I've developed, not only the technical skills, but like the interpersonal skills that I've developed. And I'm looking forward to getting back to it, hopefully in a few months.
Something that I found is having a space to study and just separating it from your school space.
So personally, I found the change in environment really difficult because going from having a teacher like standing in front of you and like pointing at the board and like all your friends surrounding you doing work all together to being alone in a space with so many distractions, especially if you work in your room, which is what a lot of students tend to do. I found that really difficult to stay focused and also to stay motivated. And also just like the learning style, doing it online isn't very helpful for me because I feel like there was a reduced amount of time to ask questions and like, interact with your teachers the way that you normally would if it was like a full lesson. And I guess that'll be different depending on your school's timetable. But I found the change to online school was definitely pretty hard.
Yeah. And like you were saying with the interactions, how does it affect you? I found that emails help a lot. I don't know about you. And I know there's a delay. That's really the issue. When you're in school, you can go to your teacher and right away you get an answer, right? So I would say that in terms of interaction with your teacher, especially just because you need the information, utilizing emails is usually your best bet. Or if your school has some sort of chat forum, making sure you're part of the discussion group so you're always getting updated information. And one thing I will say is, don't worry if you don't get an answer right away, because most of the time you have time to prepare, right? You have like a week before the test. So really staying on top of everything so that you know which questions to ask and you can ask them ahead of time through email or chat, I found has been really helpful. And in terms of just staying motivated, have you found anything that you do that can help you motivated? For me, setting goals for myself makes a really big difference. But how about you?
Something that I did with my friends was we kind of like did like little challenges with each other if we shared classes, and we'd be like, okay, well, who can finish this assignment first, and then we'd compare answers.
The thing I wanted to go through kind of was procrastination, because on a regular day when you're in school, like when you're actually going to school and you're interacting with your teachers and you're seeing everybody, and you know when your assignments are, it's already easy to procrastinate. Like it's so easy to just kind of say, I'll do it later, I'll do it tomorrow, and wait till the night before you do the essay or whatever assignment it is. So I think procrastination, especially in a relaxing environment, can be a really difficult thing to get past. Did you find you procrastinated a little bit more when you guys were totally on online schooling?
Yes, and I will be pretty honest here. Even before online schooling, I was a pretty big procrastinator. It's something that I've had to work on a lot, especially as I've like gotten older and like obviously heading into like the future years in university. I know that it used to be okay just to like not study until the night before or like kind of do the project all in one night. So something that I've found to help me stop procrastinating a little bit is have like journals and have like, because I have an online like calendar, so I would put the due dates of when the actual project was due, but then I'd put a due date before it was actually due. So I would think, so I'd have it like 2 or 3 days in advance, and then I'd actually finish it beforehand. And then like what I would do is I would also say, okay, until you finish say like this math assignment, you can't watch this TV show, or like after you finish this assignment, you can I don't know, go get like your favorite snack from the kitchen, and just like little goals that I would set for myself. Although it did take like a little bit of self-discipline and I didn't always follow it 100%. It definitely did help me a little bit to do some better planning.
That is amazing. Those are amazing tips, especially the one about scheduling the due date like 3 days before. It's kind of like setting your watch back to be faster so that you don't know if you're late. The last thing I think is really important, and is I think going to be the biggest thing that affects a lot of people this term, or just going into online learning, is the social aspect. Because school is great and education is great, but I feel like almost 50% of the entire thing is just the interactions. You know what I mean? Like, not just with your friends, even just the little things that you call beef in high school that are just like little dramas that you learn from, and you come out of it thinking, oh, I could have done this better. Like, how do you think we can handle it, or how did you handle it in the first couple months?
For sure. So I think that like when it first happened, I was definitely very bummed and I was very sad, because I was really looking forward to like the spring season, especially because there were like sports, and then there was like a school dance coming up, and there were all these like important like milestones that were coming up, and like other like tournaments or like clubs and things like that. And I think I definitely missed out on that part of like in real life interaction, because it's definitely like some activities you can't even do over Zoom, and then even when you do them like online, it's not like the same feeling. First of all, I think it's good to sit in that emotion. Like, I don't think you should ignore it completely, because then I think it'll build up, and like it's okay to acknowledge that you're sad and that you might be missing out on things you were looking at, or things that you were looking forward to. But then I think the next step would be to find alternatives of ways that you can kind of mitigate that. So we're pretty lucky with a lot more people having access to the internet and to social media. There are other ways you can connect with your friends, like FaceTime, iMessage, Instagram. Like, there's so many ways you can connect with people. And I think it's just like trying to do that every single day, or almost every single day, to keep that like connection there. And then also, like, now that obviously some of the rules have changed as the numbers have gone down, like seeing what ways you can safely interact with your friends. Like, if you can social distance and like go like to the park or something. But definitely, like, in the beginning, it was so important for me to be like FaceTiming my friends every single day. Even like over like Zoom classes, I was like, I didn't like them at first, but then it was like, wow, these interactions are really like the only social things I'm getting like today. So
yeah, I find one thing that is not only motivates you in school, but is a lot of fun, is when you study with your friends, right? It's not just like, even though you guys are learning, there's still all these jokes going on, everybody's laughing, everybody's like helping each other out. So I think what you said earlier about having competition with friends really goes a long way in the social aspect, because you can learn and you can interact with your friends. Thank you so much, Maria. This has been totally awesome. You gave such good advice. I just want to highlight a couple of the points you made. For your procrastination, I really like that idea of your calendar and putting the due date beforehand. For the social aspects and keeping focus, just making sure those competitions are such a great idea. And also, I think one thing that we didn't touch on as much is making sure you have a good space that's slightly uncomfortable, so that you can actually stay focused and not fall asleep. I don't know if you have anything else to add, or anything else that you thought of that might be helpful for anyone.
Keep track of like all the important dates and like important assignments or meetings that you have. Do not underestimate the power of calendars. And Jen, I just want to thank you so much for inviting me to be on here. I love the conversation that we had.
really love that, and I really enjoy the fact that in high school you're already on top of that, because in university it only gets worse. And in university there's nobody that stays on top of you. You can literally not go to class if you don't want to. So just being disciplined, I really commend your, not only your discipline, but your dedication to making sure that your goals are reached, and then you're doing a really phenomenal job in school.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Maria. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe to this STEM Girl and watch out for our next video. Thank you.
Bye everyone.
Bye.